This week's episode of Cross Atlantic Gaming is brought to you by the giveaway that we forgot to put inside of the show, so we moved it to the very front. Yep, about that. All right, so this is for the physical giveaways. We have a UK one, which is a t-shirt, and then we have a mysterious box for the US listeners. And I'm going to put them quickly into the name picker and clicking. All right, so our UK winner for the t-shirt is going to be none other than Super Catrix. So congrats, Kate. Reach out to Chocolate Bear, and he'll get that settled up with you. All right, on to the U.S. drawing for the mysterious box, as Chocolate puts it. Okay, names are in, and we're clicking. All right, and the winner of the physical mysterious box for the U.S. listeners is Blade. Congrats, Blade. Reach out to me, and I will send you the mysterious box. I got to stop calling it that, because if I was you, I would not give me your shipping address. Thanks, everybody that entered. Enjoy the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 54 of Cross Atlantic Gaming. I'm your host, Risky the Kid, and joining me this week is my co-host, Moose.
What's up, guys?
And in our rotating third-ish chair, Kaboski.
How's it going, guys?
Not bad. How you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good. Hey, I haven't talked to you guys in a while, but congrats on the 50 episodes.
We did it!
Woo!
Thanks, Gabs.
Chocolate is tending to a child or something, however that works. I assumed he could just put he or she outside and be good, but I'm also not a parent, so what do I know? All right, before the show gets going, we do have a few things here. We have a couple monthly competitions, I would say, going on pretty much every month. And first up is the active Discord user for the month, and that is Sweeney. So
get a life, bro.
So get a new job, get new friends, you got to do something here. I think he was only beat out by the hosts, and that was because I forgot to turn off XP in our thing where we just talk, so we're obviously going to crush everyone.
Jeez.
That's
where you smack talk us all.
Well, yeah, we need somewhere to do it. So.
Exactly.
And Kaboski, you should probably step it up, because
I suck.
Just because. You don't suck.
That's the best motivation I ever heard.
Do it because.
Just because.
Just because.
Put it on a t-shirt.
Not mad, Cobbs. Just disappointed, buddy.
That really hurts. That really hurts.
We love you.
Love you too, guys.
And the next one is our step challenge. Restarts. Well, usually it restarts at the beginning of every month, but apparently it's going on right now on June 2nd. So we'll make sure that's restarted for this upcoming month. But our step challenge winner is Scottman. If you'd like to get in on that, I'll put a link for the whatever you guys do it from. I'm not an active person, so I don't.
Yeah, my steps are embarrassing daily, so I keep those to myself. But great job, Scottman. Looks like you get around quite a bit, buddy.
I thought it was going to be a good idea to enter it. It might have been this past month, because I was like, yeah, maybe I'll start running and do all these active things. It's like, no, all I end up doing is posting these embarrassingly low step counts every single day. It's
and
like,
then get taunted for it in Discord. Risky,
yeah,
how
exactly.
do you literally move 47 steps in one day?
Well, there's a bathroom I have to go to. There's a kitchen where I need food, and then a car that's like 20 feet away from my house that I have to get into.
You did just come off a garbage weekend, didn't you?
It wasn't
Not as much as you thought it'd be?
not as garbagey as I thought it was going to be, because I actually ended up, Saturday was super nice out, so I actually ended up doing some outdoorsy things. which
Proud
is just
of
the
you.
worst.
I saw you built a fire pit. Looked
Yeah.
nice.
Looks
Yeah,
really good.
Man
Thanks,
stuff.
guys. Man
Rough and
stuff.
tough. Had a beer with that too at the end.
Oh, I did. Like 4 of them. I
Dad
really went
sodas.
crazy, guys.
How you feeling today, though?
I haven't been able to game today. I've just been on the couch with a tummy ache all day. It's been rough.
Man,
What a time to be alive.
you poor thing.
Life's about choices.
It's true. And apparently I'm making the wrong ones. All right, what else we got going on? We are having an E3 live listen party, I guess. Is that what you would call it? A live listen party?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yep.
try to be there, but a whole bunch of life stuff came up in the way right in E3 week, so I may be
Stupid.
catching a
Really?
lot of it from YouTube, unfortunately.
Well, I'll just message you all what's going on just
There
to
you
spoil
go.
it.
All the spoilers, please.
Just
Exactly.
headlines, that's it. But so we're going to be doing that for the Microsoft conference, and that is at 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. British Standard Time. We're going to do it inside of the Cross Atlantic Gaming Discord. We'll have a voice channel open. And Microsoft is supposedly showing off 14 first-party games, so hopefully we'll have a lot to talk about. And if you can't make the live show, well, the live listen, I don't want to say live show because that's not what it is. The live listen. If you want to get in on that, but you can't, we'll be talking about all that stuff next week, so tune in there. All right, let's get into some games. I'm going to start with the community play, which we had this past Friday. Shout out to Sweeney for setting that up. He sets them up, I think, twice a month at this point.
Yep.
This most frequent one, though, was Star Wars Battlefront 2. That
Yeah.
old gem.
It was rough. I forgot how matchmaking and all that stuff was difficult in that game. But, if we all got in a game, it was fun.
Yeah, that was the thing. We'd get like 4, 5, 6 people even in, and then there would just be the one person who was just either standing in a queue
Right.
literally for the whole entire game or just on a map by themselves playing. It's I don't
Woof.
know. I feel like it's a dice thing because I feel like the Battlefield server, like, it's so tough to just play with your friends sometimes, and I don't understand.
Do they have server browsers on Battlefront 2? Because I know Battlefield does.
I don't even know that we checked. For some reason, I doubt it, and I feel like the player count is super low in Battlefront 2 right now.
Yeah, and it's either everybody in there is super good and you get headshotted, or they're terrible and you win 50-0. There's no in between.
There is no close games at all. It was fun though. It was nice playing it, but that was the thing. By the time we were done, I dipped out probably like a half hour before it ended or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like I left and then I was thinking, man, I can't wait to do that again.
You got your fill, right?
So, I mean, yeah, that's kind of what it feels like.
Did you uninstall it right away?
No, I've got a nice big 8 terabyte hard drive, so
Oh, you're good.
I don't ever really get rid of anything. I just move stuff on and off the solid state depending on what I'm playing frequently.
But we can safely put that one in the back of the rotation for a while, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I did want to shout out the people that showed up, though. Sweeney, Ryan, Dan Pod, Soccer Greg, Shopa, and then Moose and I were there, obviously, and Sweeney set the whole thing up. So thanks to you guys for coming out.
Yeah, I'll make an announcement. I made an announcement kind of late. It was like 2 hours prior to the game. I'll try to make an announcement a couple days ahead of time, and then like the day before. So if you don't have the game downloaded, you have a chance, because I know Kate was not able to get into the game because we gave her too short a notice and she wasn't able to get it downloaded in time. So sorry about that, Kate. We'll get you next time for sure.
Without a doubt. And hopefully we'll be playing a better game. Woo! I said it.
Titanfall 2. Just vote for Titanfall 2.
That is it. All right. What have we been playing, though? Moose, I'm going to start with you because you picked up a game that I was intrigued by and almost picked up, and that game is American Fugitive, otherwise known as GTA Redneck Edition, maybe?
Redneck GTA, basically.
All right.
It's the old school GTA, though. It's the top down, but it's got a nice 3D graphics on it, so it looks real good. and it's a lot of fun. It's a story about a guy named Will Riley. He's framed for his father's murder, and so he, being the smart Southern gentleman that he is, just escapes from prison to clear his name. And then he's basically got to do jobs for his cousin or uncle, some guy he knows that owns a junkyard, to earn money and also gather clues. And then you meet more people in the story, and basically the story unfolds. But it's a huge open world. There's jobs on jobs on jobs. You can buy tons of different guns and weapons. So it's truly just literally Dirty South GTA.
It reminds me of like GTA 1 and 2, just up-resed.
Yeah.
And not look so crappy, pretty much.
I had one mission where the cops were at the donut shop, and I took my tow truck over there and towed it to my yard and crushed it into a cube, and then towed it back over there and put it right back in the parking spot.
Oh, man.
So,
What's this game's on sale right now?
Yeah,
right?
it's $15.99 US, so probably I'd say 13 pounds or so. Actually, they have a different sale and stuff on the eShop in UK, don't they?
Yeah, so it might not even be there for the UK people. But if you're a US listener, if you're listening to this on Tuesday when it came out, you still have a couple more days. I think the
it goes
eShop
till
resets on Thursdays.
The 6th, I want to say. It's a Devolver sale, so any of the Devolver games are on sale. So I actually picked up another game that we'll talk about here in a little bit.
Is it
good?
I don't know if you guys
stuff.
played it, but it makes me think of this one that just came out recently, Hotline Miami, I think. No, crap.
Hawaii Shakedown?
Yeah, that's it.
Shakedown Hawaii?
Yeah,
Talk
you got
about that one here soon too.
Yeah. Which, I mean, we can go right into that.
Sure.
I played some.
Good segue.
That was real good.
it.
I played a little bit of that, not a ton. If you didn't just say that I had played it, Moose, I might have skipped it this week.
Sorry about that.
Son of the opening hours, though, I think it's a hilarious game. You're playing this dude who owns what I would equate to like a media play, and he's getting put out of business by all these online stores. So a lot of the intro missions are you like going out and blowing up delivery trucks that are trying to fulfill like Amazon orders. Obviously, they don't use Amazon.
What do they call it, like Jungle or something?
Oh, I like it a lot. I don't think that was it, but I kind of now wish it was. But yeah, it reminds me of exactly what you're talking about. This art style is more 16-bit, I would say. So it doesn't look as good as that American Fugitive game, but it's intentional.
And it's got a little bit more of a cartoonish artistry. It makes me kind of think of like what is it, California? What is that racing game that used to be? California
Cruising USA?
No, because it's something similar to that. It's gonna
yeah.
bother me now.
And as far as like arcadey goes, this game is definitely more about smashing and blowing things up and just yeah, that's man. I'll have more to say about this one next week. Gotta put me on the spot there.
Did you only play like an hour of it or something?
Literally, probably an hour of it.
Okay.
So I just kind of got an intro into who you were playing, and then I met the protagonist's son, and he's a hoot. He's a real millennial. So if you find that kind of humor,
Does he vape, bro?
Yeah. Does he dab?
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen either of those. So maybe he's not as millennial as I'm thinking he is, but there's other things.
Oh yeah.
You shall see. It reminds me of the not Hotline Miami. It just I'm not gonna remember the name of it.
California something? The thing
No.
that Moose just said? Where you
No.
said?
I assumed he was talking about
It's like California Cruising or
a racing game, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
But it's
wasn't
got
it
that type of graphics.
California Cruising, wasn't it? Cruising USA. Why do I have that?
It's a
stuck in my
different
head?
game, but yeah. It's just called California Speed, I think. But yeah, Cruising USA is similar. It just had better graphics. The one I was thinking of was like it was an arcade game, like old school. One of the first ones you could actually sit in the car and drive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Maybe someone in chat knows what you're talking about, because I sure don't.
Yeah, I'd like to be relatable.
I only think of Cruising USA.
It's not Cruising USA.
Stop it.
Okay, so what's up? What's up next? What do I want to talk about next? Cabo, Divinity Original Sin 2.
Yes.
You trucking along through that campaign still?
Yeah. Me, Shine, Castle, and one of Shine's local friends, Phil. We're doing a 4-player campaign on that. We meet together once a week on Wednesday, play like 2 hours or so, and it's probably been like 3-4 weeks since we started this. So
that's awesome. That's such a good way to do a game like that. Like I would get through so many more games if I had a time each week to be playing with a certain amount of people, because then if you don't show up, you're kind of a jerk.
Yeah, like this week recently we actually we couldn't play because Shine's actually in Orlando in Disney World. Is it Disney World or Disneyland? Whichever one's in Orlando.
What a jerk. Who goes on vacation when you're playing a video game with friends?
Couldn't have brought your Xbox, Shine. Come on,
seriously.
But letting the whole squad down.
Dude, I've seen all your pictures though, and I'm jealous of your trip. It looks like you had a blast.
The food pics look delicious
For sure.
But other than that, we're for anyone who knows about the storyline of that game, we're still in Fort Joy, which is kind of like, I want to say like the tutorial island that you're in. We're probably like 10-20 hours into that game. It's like a Fort Joy area island. You kind of like get out of there. That's your main goal, is to escape. Then you kind of open up to like the real game, I guess, the best way of saying it. So
making progress.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely. That might, man, if you're doing an hour or two each week, that game's only going to take you like 5 years.
I forget how long it took Shine, because Shine and his friend Phil, they did the co-op on the first Divinity a while back, and it took them months, definitely months to get it done. I wouldn't say a year, but it was up there.
So, yeah, maybe you'll
I
have
wish I
this one
could
done
play
in
that
a
game.
few years.
Just too many to do.
Mm-hmm.
Too much play, not enough time.
It'll just knock something off my backlog for me. So, a win-win.
There you go.
Good deal. Chocolate is back. Hello.
I am indeed. Hello.
It's a bear.
You made it.
Yeah, not too late, I hope.
No, not at all.
Never too late, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Good to see you. How you been? How's the babies?
The baby is now asleep, hour and a half past her bedtime, so I'm so happy.
I know how that is, buddy.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about games, more important things.
All right, you want to talk about a game? Let's talk about Division 2 for the 14th week in a row. Chocolate and Kaboski, you guys have both been playing it, though. Let's hear about the progress. I'm assuming Kaboski's is much further than Chocolate's. That's just a guess, though.
He's got to be.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I actually, 2 days ago, I got myself to World Tier 5. Did that title.
Ready.
Yeah, getting there. Did that title Bazin Stronghold, which unlocks you from 4 to 5. I also pulled a Maldo Rob and bought the same game for the PS4.
You're a crazy person.
I might be doing that soon.
I trash monstered that 2 weekends ago, and now I'm actually in World Tier 1 on that account.
All right, so Chocolate, I just want that all to sink in for you. Cabo got to World Tier 5 on Xbox and then proceeded to get to World Tier 1 on a brand new account. How are you feeling?
It doesn't matter what Cabo has done. Yeah, I shall hang my head in shame. But on the plus side, I'm level 22. Now that's a big jump.
You're almost there. You got 8 more till you hit.
Was that 5
max
levels from last week?
Yeah, it was it was a tough grind, but Super Catrix and Chester did me a solid, and I think we've hammered all the main missions now, so it's just the side stuff, which should, touch wood, level me up fairly quickly, I hope.
What level are you at now?
22.
Oh, yeah. You should be able to get to 30, no problem.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and then Mushi told me how I get this world tier stuff done. So hopefully next week I could say I am possibly a world tier numero uno.
I'm going to be so
I
proud
hope
of you.
so.
Yeah, my wife's away for 2 days as well, so I might be hitting Division 2 hard.
Get
Well,
you some
I'll
garbage
just-
time, Chocolate.
Yeah.
I'll say it now. If you're not at World Tier 1, we're not letting you talk about Division 2 next week.
That is fair.
Deal?
I think that's fair.
You have to
enough.
sell your Xbox. How's that?
Ooh, man.
Ooh,
No, that's...
Up in the stakes.
consoles on
Nah,
the
we
line
won't do
here.
that to you.
Maybe sell my Switch or my children. I mean, I don't know.
Ooh, that's a tough choice, right?
It is. I mean,
You're gonna miss out hidden gems like Xenoblade.
I was going to
never.
say I'd miss out on hidden gems like my children's 18th. I kid.
Can always have more kids.
This is not a solution.
No, let's.
Yeah, it is.
No. Y'all are crazy. What was I gonna say? Cabo, do you ever think you're gonna be like raid ready, like min-maxed? Apparently, this raid is impossible, anyways. But are you gonna try to min-max enough to give it a valiant effort?
I definitely want to give it a shot. I guess there's people that probably know what I should focus on. I know for what I remember hearing, it's a DPS heavy
Right.
kind of build I need to get.
It's all DPS. Everybody run DPS and shoot at his head.
That's kind of annoying, in my opinion. Because
Yeah.
what's the point of like having like
Teamwork.
exactly?
Right.
So I guess right now my gear score 450, so I need to I guess I need to just do the missions for the time being, just so I could get the
Right.
loot.
I think it's just the challenging dailies is what you need to do,
Mm-hmm.
and then whatever the strongholds are for that day.
Yeah, I saw those. I didn't do anything yet. On the Xbox side, where I'm at World Tier 5, I kind of stopped that night when I
too.
just hit World Tier
Yeah.
5.
As soon as you beat
So-
that last stronghold, I was like, okay, well, I don't have
Oh, that
anything
was
to
just-
do. So
That took like
yeah, it was a
45
long
minutes
one.
to an hour alone.
Definitely.
Is that the best stronghold though? Do you guys think?
I think they're all good. I don't know.
They're good. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
don't.
just hate fighting the Black Tusk. They just suck.
Yeah, they're a lot harder and they're a lot smarter. They'll flank you real quick, and then you'll end up surrounded and dead.
They're obsessed with drones.
Yeah, that is for sure. There's one guy that launches out like 3 or 4 at a time.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can blow up one of them above his head, then he's pretty
Exactly.
much dead.
That's like you have to like pay attention to that though. But then you got
Right.
like one of those like walking drones that just shoots you
yeah,
at the same time
and
too.
they're tanks too.
Mm-hmm.
Got to shoot the
I don't-
tracks.
I don't know what's the fast way to take them out except for just pelting them with like whatever gun you have. If there's some like technique about it, I would love to know that, because other than that, it just sucks.
Yeah. And from what I hear, they're not going to do anything about it. So tough
Yeah,
luck,
that-
Buttercup.
Didn't
Huh?
they straight up say like,
Yeah.
no, we're not fixing this. Get
we have
good.
we have no plans
That
to
is
make
all.
changes to the raid for console players. Is I think what their quote was.
But there's something
It's unfair.
strange.
What'd you say,
I was
Chocolate?
going to say there's something definitely off by that, because isn't it the PC are now down to, is it an hour or something stupid like 30 minutes?
It was like
37
23
minutes or
minutes.
something? Or that?
Check
Yeah,
real
and
quick.
it takes a console player, is it 15 plus hours?
Mm-hmm.
That,
Yeah.
Something like that.
that's
I remember.
outrageous.
It's like the huge gap.
PC Master Race, guys.
It's down
Exactly.
to
Join the movement.
16.3 minutes on PC.
Oh,
Jesus.
That's insane.
I don't know if you guys just need to hook up mice and keyboards.
I don't know.
I don't know what. I
I
don't know
think
what
it
you guys
has
are all
something
doing
to
wrong.
do with the AI of it and something with to do with the movements. People were saying that on console you just don't get the frame rates that you do on PC, so that the movements are different and the animations are different, so it makes it more difficult.
I think it's that, and then the other one was, I think if I remember what Scottman told me, that some parts you have to be very precise with your shots.
Mm-hmm. And you
'Cause I
can't
think
waste
there's,
any bullets.
Healing drone or whatever it's called that heals one of the bosses. And I guess like for consoles, it's a little bit harder to hit as opposed to a mouse and keyboard on
Right.
PC. So
Yeah, they need a button like Horizon Zero Dawn that shows you the weak points, so you just shoot that part and they blow up.
they've got to push down the difficulty. If it's the fact that it's all down to frame rates, we need a little bit of help.
Right. It doesn't seem fair, but
You
What
know
are
what we
you gonna do?
need? We just need a
Get good.
performance mode in all of our games. Instead of giving me 4K, give me an option for 1080 60. Ay, drives me nuts. Just me being an elitist. They really turned me.
You've
Yeah, once
just
you build
become a
your computer
disgusting
and you're
person
just a
since you
snob.
built that computer, Risky.
Tell me about it.
Have you played much on there except for Sea of Thieves?
Dauntless.
That's where I'm playing Dauntless
Yeah.
as well.
Okay.
But still, it's like when I hop into these games and then someone like Dan Pot is like, "Oh my God, how many frames are you guys getting?" And it's
Right.
just nice to be like, I don't know, like 110.
As many as
I don't understand
need.
the problem. But yeah, when I don't know, it's just tough. I never really understood the difference until like with frames at least. Until the one day I was playing Sea of Thieves and Megan was right next to me on the monitor next to me. And I picked up her controller to do something, and I was like, "Oh my God, this feels so bad." Like, granted, hers was in 4K and looked definitely better than mine. I think I was at 1080. But I don't know. I'll take those frames any day. I used to not think that you could tell the difference between 30 and 60, but you definitely can.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
I have to figure out how I can give myself a side-by-side comparison. I don't think I can do that at this point.
We'll figure it out.
Right.
We'll figure something out for you. I did see, I think Colt Eastwood is his name, if anyone's familiar. He does stuff about Xbox all the time, like leaks and whatnot. And apparently this new console we're getting, the Anaconda, I think that was the more powerful one, is apparently supposed to lock everything at least 60. So
Let's hope so.
that'll be a nice step forward.
Right. Well, that's what else can they do as far as, just making things smoother and better looking. I think we're kind of at a precipice of technology, aren't we?
Yeah, I don't know if I want photorealism when I'm murdering people. It's going to start to make me feel uneasy, I think, at some point.
Unsettling.
Desensitize you a little bit too, maybe.
You just put down the controller and you're just taking a deep breath.
Yeah,
What just
exactly.
happened?
There's already
Like-
games that does that right now.
I know.
That's true. Like GTA 7 in first person, because that'll definitely be a thing,
Right.
is just going to make me feel horrible. I'm just going to be queasy all the time, just beating people to death with baseball bats and stuff.
Well,
That's
just
what you do
in
in that game,
just
right?
in Red Dead, how many people's heads did you blow off by pushing the wrong button?
Yeah, yep. I don't know why they decided to put the right trigger thing. Like,
Right. Like the one was a wheel that you could like give items, and the other one was shoot their face.
yep, so good luck. Hopefully you don't hit the wrong one when you're pointing your gun at the poor homeless man on the side of the road that's just begging for some change.
You just put the
Well-
change back in your pocket and go about your day, I guess.
Awesome. Okay. Moving on. Katana Zero, Moose, and Chocolate. You guys are both playing this one. This is another one I bought and have not played any of it yet. But how are you guys enjoying it so far? Chocolate, we'll start with you.
He may be
And
absent.
you're muted.
Let's start with me.
All right, you leave. Let's start with Moose. Perfect.
I'm literally in the infant stages of this game, but I think I can dig it. Basically, you have no health bar. You get hit once you're dead, and you use some of your moves as well as time manipulation to move across the map. It's a 2D platformer. It's got some really cool graphics, similar to, I guess, Hotline Miami, but I never played that game, so I don't exactly know. But it's got a lot of the neon greens and pinks and yellows, along with the grays and blacks and shadowy comic book type artistry. It's pretty cool looking. And so you can slow down time, and you can use your katana to basically shoot bullets and lasers and whatever back at the bad guys to kill them.
Oh, it's like a lightsaber.
Yeah. And then you can also use items that you find, like a lamp or a potted plant or something like that. You can kick open a door and just chuck it at a dude. And
That's so good.
yeah, it's pretty fun. I'm still terrible at it and getting the controls down, so I die quite a bit. I've made it through the first level, and I'm in the second level, which is some sort of hotel that the letters are burnt out, so it just says Murder Hotel.
I wonder what it said before some of the letters were
I can't remember. It's some name.
Smurder.
It's like Worthmer Hotel or something like that, but all the letters are blacked out, so it just says Murder.
That's good.
But yeah, it's a fun game. What do you think, Chocolate?
Yeah, I really enjoy it. What I've played of it, I've only really dove into about 30 minutes of it. But
Yeah.
that thing you're describing with the neon sign and how the two letters in the middle kind of just vanish and it just
Right.
spells murder is
the hotel.
hilarious. Yeah, so good. But what are the levels? They're only about maybe 5 to 15 seconds long, aren't they?
Yeah, but you've got to basically master each level to pass it. So basically, when you die, it does it kind of like shows you the whole game on closed circuit TV, basically. So you're running across the levels, and then if you die, it rewinds and you start back at the beginning. And then once you have beat a level, everything turns to black and white like a CCTV camera, and then you go ahead and move on to the next level. No, next level, excuse me.
I love games like that though. Like the one that came to mind when you first started describing that was Daggerhood, which I picked up not too long ago, where you kind of just you would have to master each level like you said, and by the time like when you finally mastered it, the whole level might take you only like 15 seconds or something, but the hour that it took you to figure out the whole thing,
right?
Like, that's how you get your money's worth there.
Exactly.
So, it's funny when you look at games like that and then think about speedrunners doing them, how they could literally probably beat the whole game in like 5 minutes or something silly like that.
I think a perfect example could be if you're still playing The Messenger. Once you get all that platforming down, you could probably beat that game in under 20 minutes, but I think it took me like 24 hours.
Oh, yeah, the Messenger, the way you have to be so precise with your hits and your button presses, it's outrageous. And as you say, yeah, it does. I can't even pronounce the game, Katana Zero. It kind of translates like the first, I think, is it 3 levels or maybe 4? The enemies are just kind of non-existent as such. You can hit them and that's it. Whereas
it's kind of easy mode.
Yeah, the next level, all of a sudden they've got a gun or they've got a block in their arsenal.
Right, and if you don't stop time and do something about that bullet before it reaches you, then start over.
It
sounds really awesome.
It's
really
a great
good
game. And the sale definitely convinced me.
Right.
I mean,
it's part of that Devolver sale, so it's on sale for $15, I think.
Yeah, I think I picked it up. UK, it was only maybe 12, if that. It's definitely worth it.
Maybe it was. Yeah, it's
definitely worth a get. It's superb.
That game came out not that long ago.
Yeah, it's a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And the art style's really nice. It's got that very kind of, I don't want to say cyberpunk because we're all going to always go, oh, that's like cyberpunk because of the colours. But it's got that kind of cyber-esque.
Right, Neo wave.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Better example.
Did you guys both end up picking this up on the Switch, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's the only way to play games.
I mean, I completely agree. But how is it playing? Technically, I guess. Like, you don't feel like you're getting cheated at all? I always just find platformers kind of tough on the Switch.
Right.
I enjoy the challenge, but
the biggest one I noticed, and maybe it's just because I played it on PlayStation and Switch, was Guacamelee. But I just tend to just leave them on the Switch and not, bury my head in the sand about that. Because I know my left Joy-Con is drifting. So at least when I'm playing, when I play American Fugitive, if I'm not, like, I'll put it down and pay attention to something else. And then my guy will drown because he ran into the river. Well, I wasn't doing anything, and that's a little frustrating. But there's not really a whole lot of penalty to dying in that game, so I don't lose a ton.
Well, because it sounds like you're just kind of starting over the level.
Exactly.
If you die.
Oh no, I'm talking about the
American Fugitive.
Yeah.
My bad.
Because this one, if your Joy-Con drifts up, it's not a big deal because there's not really anything for the up function.
Can't really go up.
Yeah.
Right? Cool. Like I said, it's downloaded, and I'll get to it eventually. All right. Moose, this is a good one. I played this back when it first came out, but Everybody's Golf.
Yep. I jumped into some PGA, whatever it is, the golf club PGA 2019.
The newest golf club.
Yeah, and for some reason I could not get it was not working for me. All my shots were just shanking off to the left and the right. I've never experienced this before, so I went to the old push button mode and switched on to PlayStation, and all you literally have to do is hit X 3 times to hit your golf ball. So it's much easier.
It's so easy.
Yeah, and it is literally Hot Shots golf from the old PlayStation days, which I think everybody.
I'm
enjoyed
pretty
that.
sure it's it's literally Hot Shots Golf, isn't it?
Right.
Isn't it made by the same people?
I believe
It's
it
just a
is.
different name.
Yeah, I just haven't gotten any crazy like rocket drivers or anything like that yet. But I'm only in my semi-pro is what my career's at right now. So I got a ways to go, but it's a fun game.
Are you doing any other fun activities besides golfing in Everybody's Golf?
What other can I do? I don't know.
Is that not the game that you could like race your golf cart around?
I think you
and stuff?
might be able to, but I haven't unlocked it yet.
And like fishing
So
comes to mind.
You'll
for some
have
reason?
to stay tuned. I'm excited now.
Okay, yeah, definitely stick with that one. If that's pretty sure, because that's PlayStation only, right?
Yeah, it's an
I think
exclusive.
so, yeah.
And it's usually on sale every so often for like $15 or $20. So don't pay full price for it.
I feel like that's the game I was talking about, but I could be wrong. So if you never end up being able to just screw around in a golf course or go fishing, I'm really sorry.
No, I will
Probably
make sure to
thinking
call
of
you out as a
California
liar
something.
on this podcast. Don't worry.
California. Yeah, that old arcade game.
Cruising? Are you guys talking about Cruising USA?
Yeah, Cruising
California,
USA, right?
Cruising USA. Sorry, I'm a jerk.
That's a good one though. Cabo, your last game. Well, nope, never mind. There's two of them. My bad. Overwatch or Destiny 2? Your call.
I can do both quickly. I still
All
play
right.
them,
And that's that.
and that's it. So, for Overwatch, it's just the anniversary events that's going on currently. I don't know how long it's going on to, but mostly it's their third year it's been came out. So what they do is have a little bit of like 2 to 3 weeks of you being able to get the loot boxes and be able to unlock all the skins, emotes, sprays, player icons, all that stuff. And they have little mini games in there too that you can do.
Right. Didn't they unlock every event game that they've created for this?
Yeah. So like, I think they change them daily. So
Okay.
let's say, for example, one of the games called Lucio Ball, which is like a 3-on-3 soccer match with
It's
you
Rocket
only
League.
playing Lucio. Yeah, basically.
Did you say Lucille Ball?
Lucio Ball.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Lucio
one of
Ball.
the heroes, his name is Lucio, and just slap ball at the end because you
He's
just
the roller skating man, right?
Yep.
I think that one
Nice.
came out during the World Cup last year, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have like that. They have one called 5v1 Yeti Hunter, where Winston is in the Yeti like skin, and there's 5 Mays. So basically, what they're trying to do is kill the Winston, and Winston's trying to kill all the Mays, that kind of thing.
Like a Evolve situation.
Basically,
Yeah.
Dead
So
by
is-
Daylight Overwatch edition.
Mhm.
Yeah, they do they just have all this stuff going on, and it's just some ways for people to get loot boxes so they can unlock all the skins that they want, or a lot of the favorites is the dances that some of the heroes have. So
Mhm.
So this
So that-
is it pretty much unlocking all cosmetic content from
yeah, all
From
the previous
forever?
events.
So yeah, everything's available right now that they've ever created. But I
Even
think
the
that's for a limited
achievements.
time, right?
Yeah, because some of it's like locked on. Let's say like the holiday event. You
Mhm.
can only unlock those skins during the holiday event each year. After that, you can't buy them or you can't get them through a loot box. But the anniversary event, it doesn't matter. They just make it available for you to either purchase it with the in-game coin or be able to unlock it through the loot box that they have.
Chocolate, did you say something about achievements?
Yeah, they've so any achievement that's tied to a specific event that they've got, that's all open as well. So
I don't think there's any achievements that are tied through an event. I could be wrong though, but I don't believe there is.
I'm sure I saw somewhere that it was. I'll
Maybe there
I'll
is.
double check.
Yeah, let me know if there is one. I'm not 100% sure.
This, for whatever reason, had just recently come up. I think I was playing, go figure, playing Sea of Thieves with Jesse, Prince of Cats, and we were talking about how we both took a really long break from Sea of Thieves and missed out on a bunch of the events, the limited time events where they had sales and hauls and outfits and stuff that you could only get if you were playing during that certain thing. And I was like, I think it's Overwatch that does this thing, like a yearly event where you can get all that stuff. I wish Sea of Thieves would do that because some of their like limited time stuff for their ships is just some of the best looking stuff, and I have no idea if they'll ever come up again.
Right.
And it's just the
Yeah.
worst.
That's
So-
kind of annoying because it's like a too bad, so sad kind of thing.
Yeah, Risky,
Yeah,
did you get your Crash Bandicoot figurehead back? I think it was E3 last year.
No, I don't think so. So there's a good example.
Yeah, Cobbo, there is a few achievements.
Okay.
I'd
You
say
liar,
a few.
Cabo.
I don't know.
There's-
I'm not really the achievement guy here in this situation.
There's quite a few.
Oh wow.
So
I'll
they're
send you the link.
specific to those event games.
So just for one instance, volley, score a goal with Lucio ball with a shot taken from at least 3 meters in the air.
Wow, I didn't know that.
He definitely just said score a goal with Lucio ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what it says. That's the description. I'll drop the link.
Lucio ball.
in. Lucy.
I love Lucy. I don't know if it translates to the UK.
Probably not.
Yeah, I know of it.
All right. Well, just forget my jokes. They're bad today. It's fine. All right. And Destiny 2. What's going on with that, Cabo?
Just got back to playing it. Let me just check, see if we can kind of do a little. Okay, never mind. Like spoiler ahead, but they are announcing some new stuff going on for Destiny 2 next week. On the 4th, their new season for that annual pass, the Season of Opulence, I believe that's how you pronounce it. That comes out on the 4th, and then on the 6th, I don't know if it's going to be a live stream, a YouTube video, or some blog about what the future of Destiny 2 is going to be. So with all that kind of like hype build up, or from what they have been teasing like this most previous week, I've kind of just had like the itch to go back to playing it.
Yeah, why not?
So
this is all still content that they're contractually obligated to do, right?
yeah, this should be
The last big thing.
from Activision, with that whole partnership.
Yeah.
And actually earlier today, I believe this has something to do with tied with the new the news that's going to be coming out on the 6th. I don't know what he does for Bungie, but he posted a little screenshot of being like developed by Bungie, published by Bungie, like it has nothing with Activision tied to it. So it's like basically saying that's a good feeling that they could do their own thing now.
Right. Yeah, I can imagine. Bungie has to be pumped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't wait to see, I don't think anything will get me back into Destiny 2 at this point, but
Yeah.
when Destiny 3 comes out, I'll be on that hype train 100%, which
I
I
mean-
probably should be, I don't know, a little nervous, but maybe not because Activision's gone.
Mm-hmm. So I've had like a couple like thoughts of what it could be. Either it's bad as it may sound, but they may do like for free content, like another kind of like seasons of events, but like without having to buy a pass for it. Or there could be a Destiny 3 coming out, but there's still going to be stuff leading up to Destiny 3, like mission-wise, to kind of build that story.
Right. Yeah,
And-
that makes sense.
And then this is like the far-fetched, grasping at straws kind of thought, because I don't know, this will be spoilers with the news article that we have up ahead, but like possibility of crossplay for Destiny 2 being on the Battle.net platform for PC, and now with other games starting to open up, I think that maybe another just like a quality of life type of update.
It'd be nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Risky, I think you should finish at least Forsaken. I think that was probably some of the best story of Destiny 2.
And I think I paid for that as well.
Right,
So.
yeah. That's what I think you've already paid for it, so.
Well, if we were starting a tally of all the things that I've paid for and not played or completed.
I don't know who's
We
in
could talk
first
about
place
this all
there.
day.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would say it's a pretty good contest going on with us.
you betcha.
Just the best contest you want to be a part of. It's really not.
It's called Throw Money Away.
Moose NHL 19, which is currently Games with Gold,
Yep.
right?
It's
What are you doing in there?
I actually fired it up today, and I played through the whole tutorial because it's been a while since I played NHL since last year, and maybe I thought I might be able to learn a thing or two. And when I completed the tutorial, I got a diamond achievement. So apparently nobody
that
does
says
that.
a lot.
Yeah. It got a Metacritic score of 82%, but a 6.7 on the user rating. It's your typical EA NHL game. They added some new things to it. It used to be the EA Sports Hockey League. It's kind of like your Madden Ultimate Team type thing. and they've improved upon that and changed it into something called the World of Chell, which apparently is what the kids
Chell?
call
Yeah, is
NHL 19 or
Chell.
the game. They call it Chell.
God.
Okay.
NHL.
Yeah, just Chell.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for
that's
love of
Gotta
God,
love
that is so
millennials,
bad.
right?
Dreadful.
You silly kids.
And there's also a new mode out there that I haven't messed with yet. It's pond hockey, and you can play 1 versus 1 on a pond, and basically, no goalies, just the basically Mighty Ducks trash can style on, in a triangle, and
It's NHL Street.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
Just NHL Hond.
basically, but they
Pond,
also have
not
another mode that is essentially NHL Street, which is 3v3, and you can have like different modifiers for the pucks. Like this puck will be worth -3 points. This puck will be worth +2. This puck will be on fire. Like there's a bunch of different fun things that change the game. So there's a bunch of fun little game modes and stuff in NHL that kind of make it fun. But as far as the game goes, they need to do an overhaul on it. It's been the same thing since probably 2010, I think.
They added pond hockey. What more do you want?
I don't know. I guess I just don't know.
They need competition. That's, I think, the driving force on any game, isn't it? Someone
Yeah.
just to push them that little bit more.
Yeah, I'm looking at you, Wayne Gretzky 3D hockey.
Oh boy.
That game was the best hockey game ever.
We just need backyard hockey.
Well,
They need the backyard series to come back again.
there's blood hockey
Pablo
coming out on
Sanchez.
the Switch here in a couple weeks. That's I think similar to that.
It's called what?
It's like blood sport hockey or something like that.
Where you like
geez.
take off your skates
Yeah,
and murder people?
It's not good, but
It's all about the fights, not about the hockey.
right.
Yeah, press B to start fight, and that's just
That's it.
turns into WWE. That's
I'm sold.
But
I'm sold.
they still have fighting
Yeah,
in
I'm
the
sure
game.
Day
so
one by.
I'm happy to announce that I got in a fight earlier today in one of the league
Did you
games
win?
I was playing. No, I don't know how to fight in that game. I think I might have got KO'd and taken off the ice.
have you played online at all, Moose, against
No,
other people?
Nope. I don't tend to play sports games online. I'd rather do the couch co-op with friends because usually
Yeah,
we're
that's
on a
fair.
similar playing field. And at least, sometimes when I used to play FIFA online, I'd get some decent people that were, about my ability, and then I'd just have other people that were way better than me and would blow up my inbox with messages about how I'm trash at the game. So Madden's
Oh,
kind
wow.
of the same way.
Why is Sweeney like that?
That's just, when you don't have height, you got to use other tools.
He uses his words.
That's fair.
Sorry, Sweeney. That was a low blow, buddy.
How rude.
Get it?
Anyway.
He's a patron. This makes sense.
Yeah.
Just what we do here.
But NHL 19 is free, so it's worth...
No reason not to go play some pond
Unless you have a
hockey.
data cap, it's worth downloading.
Oh, those poor people.
All right?
Sell your Xbox. Don't actually. That was rude.
Unnecessary.
Completely
You're kind of rude
unnecessary.
today, aren't you?
I know.
Yeah, I am. Feeling feisty. Void Bastards. It's the one game I want to talk about because it's the one game I've been playing the most. This is a brand new game that came out this past week in Game Pass, I think on Tuesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
Can't remember which, because Outer Wilds also came out one of those 2 days. Chocolate, you've been playing it. Moose, you've been playing it.
Yep.
Cabo, I don't think you've been playing it.
No, I have
Alright.
not.
You can mute yourself. We'll get back to you in about 5 minutes or so.
I'll just go sit in a corner somewhere.
Make a
Sounds
sandwich.
good. Void Bastards. How are you guys liking this? This is a first-person roguelite, weird cel-shaded comic book-looking space adventure.
Mm-hmm.
It's mad, isn't it? I love the fact that it doesn't take itself too seriously in the same style as Stranger Brigade.
Right.
The humour in it is just top notch.
It's yeah, I even wrote down some stuff because like you said, some of the dialogue in this game I think is hilarious. Like right off the bat, that your first run through, they decide to give you a gun and don't put bullets into it for you.
What the hell?
So I was like, okay, cool. I just have to get off the ship quick. I got to do something. and then obviously you get murdered, and then once you're on that
Spoilers.
cutscene, it's like, don't. Oh yeah, well,
It's the beginning
spoilers
of the game.
on a roguelike, whatever. The game's like, don't worry, the game expected you to die.
Yeah, you're supposed to
And you're
die.
like, oh, okay. Well, now I feel better because I thought I just died in the first 3 minutes of the game because I was that bad.
Did you get the sweaty palms though when you were just going to make it into the pod to kind of escape? You're like, yes, I've done it, and then, as you say, you get murdered, and you're like, oh, son of a
Yeah, that actually happened earlier today. I was down to like 8 health, which is essentially one bullet,
shot,
at least
yeah.
from the scribes, I think they're called, the weird like upside down, back broken floaty guys. They're real weird.
All
looking.
the enemies are weird.
Oh,
I mean, that's fair. The tourists,
Yeah,
the little
the little exploding dudes.
blobs that just explode. What was I getting to with that? Yep, lost my train of thought. But
It's pretty cool. It basically every time you die, you carry over a trait, or they assign you a new trait with this character. Like, I know you and I, Risky, had one that was similar, that we were a former smoker or a current smoker, so we would just randomly cough every once in a while, and that really screws up your covert abilities and trying to stay silent.
Oh, I had that guy right at the beginning.
Right. I think that's the
he
first
was
one
like
for
your second
everybody.
guy.
Yeah. Or the
After
second
your
guy.
initial
Exactly.
guy dies.
Yep.
Nightmare he is.
Okay, so it was really funny because I got the smoker trait and I was like, well, this is annoying. I'm just going to be coughing everywhere. And then I ran into a DNA station on one of the ships. And the DNA station, it gives you 3 options. It's usually get rid of a trait, swap a trait for a new trait, or just get a new trait altogether. So I got rid of the coughing trait by just going up to the station and clicking on it. So I was like, all right, cool. We're not a smoker anymore. We can do everything, go back to being covert, stealthy, blah, blah, blah. And then as I'm on the world map moving to a new spaceship, I guess, I ran into this weird, like, cloud in space, and it was a weird DNA cloud, and it literally gave me smoker right back.
That's awful.
I was an addict. Like,
Awesome.
it just I couldn't shake my smoking habit.
You just can't
Thanks
kick them
a lot.
cancer sticks.
Oh, it's the weirdest thing. But yeah, I mean, back to the humor. I think it's really funny. The first time you die, you then get to see how your replacement comes about.
Right.
And they pour this weird packet of human powder into the spaceship and then pour water on it, and that like creates your guy. So it's kind of weird to think about.
But
don't they
use prisoners, and then they
Yeah,
like put that
they're all
backpack?
prisoners.
Yeah, and then they inject them with that backpack of goo, and then you're like, basically you're in a trance or whatever, and you do whatever they tell you to do.
And when another cool thing is when you get your traits in the beginning, you can actually check to see what your previous crime was.
Oh, I didn't look.
I don't know
at
if
that.
you noticed that.
No.
Yeah, so I probably played through 4 or 5 guys, I think, altogether. And each one of them just went to jail for a different reason. And a lot of times, the reasons they went to jail, the traits that you got, kind of correlated with it somewhat.
Was the smoker guy? Was he an arsonist?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
That's what it would be like.
Yeah.
I don't remember specifically, but right, that would be something that we're talking about. The guy that I'm currently on now, his 2 traits, which are both positive. I don't know if I call them positive, but one's called towering, I'm pretty sure. So my dude is humongous. It turned my point of view up like
Oh,
2
geez.
feet
So you're
probably.
looking down at everything on the map.
Everything, dude. So when I'm walking through a doorway, it's like your eyes like just hit the very top of the doorway.
That's hilarious.
It's kind of obnoxious. And then I also saw I could get rid of that gene to swap it for something that had to do with being short, and in that one you can't actually look through like the windows and doors because of how short you are, so it just looks like you're crouched all the time.
That's amazing.
You're like Alice in Wonderland. Take the red pill or the blue pill.
Yeah, pretty much.
Big or small.
But the cool trait that this guy has, the one that I actually like, is that him sprinting is the same as him just normally walking. So I don't have like a a noise penalty for sprinting around the ship, which is super useful in pretty much every scenario.
Right.
Because none of the bad guys in this game are really fast
No.
at all. Like, generally, you can just turn around and sprint into a different room.
Dude, I was able to kite all of them into this giant tube thing and then launch them out into space.
Oh, through the airlock?
Yeah.
I did that once.
Yeah.
So good.
You
Brilliant,
basically
that
you
is.
go in one door and then you go out the other door and lock it, and then they all chase you through there, and then you just push the button and wave by, and they all get launched out into space.
Yeah, and I will say the whole like lock mechanism, as far as being able to lock a door down so
Right.
they can't come through it, it feels so good when you're running away from something. You turn around quick, hit the lock, and then it actually shuts before they can get to you, and then you can just take that deep breath, like, "Whew,
Right.
we made it out of there with our whatever weird thing we were trying to get."
But the lock function does take like 2 or 3 seconds, so you can't do it if one of the guys are right on your heels.
Yeah, that's what makes it so nerve-wracking when you hit it, and then you're just like, come on,
Right.
shut.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, it's a fun game. It's on Game Pass. I suggest everybody test it out.
Yeah, and the whole world, like, as you're going through it, is completely randomly generated. All the traits for, like, each space station you go onto can have things like no power or a smoky room. So, like, everything will be smoky on the ship, and it's completely random. It's a ton of fun. Some of your progress carries over. It's kind of like you're working towards different gadgets and stuff for
Right.
the next person that's going in.
Yep.
So you're actually saving a lot of progress working towards one final goal. Man, I really like this game. I can't wait to play more of it. So
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
my last guy I was playing last night. I walked through a cloud of smoke into 5 tourists, and I stood
I did that once.
no chance.
Boom.
Yep, and you're dead. Pour the goo into a new guy.
Definitely worth downloading, even if you have a data cap.
Yeah, this one's a play for sure. Either way.
Good game.
Chocolate, do you have anything else to add?
No, I do love it. I did. I made some notes, which is weird for me because I don't do things like that. But I as you mentioned, it gives me that sim management type of style as well. You know, all the little bits that you have to go get fuel for your ship so you can make it to the run to the next planet to go explore, or the next couple of planets. Did you guys ever manage to run out of fuel and float to your next objective?
No, what does that look like?
I haven't yet.
So all that happens is your ship kind of spins 360 constantly, and you will lose more food and something else. So I was watching all the things kind of disappear because it says like -1 or -2.
Probably oxygen.
Yeah, bits and pieces. It was quite amusing. And then it feels like an eternity to get to that next ship, which you then have to go do your air quotes, your sim management of going to get fuel, going to go get oxygen or whatever else is on that
Food
space station.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I had traveled a few times not having enough food, and all that does is kind of wears down your health a little bit. But nope, I'd managed to not run out of fuel. How far were you trying to go without stopping? I'm going to get to the end of this game.
Yeah, I was like, what? Why am I stopping? I'm going all the way.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely become more selective with which ships I stop at because it gives you a pretty good indication of if there's going to be parts there. There'll be like a little nut, I guess,
Right.
above the ship.
Yep.
It's
Or fuel,
outlined
there'll
in,
be a
like,
gas
yellow.
can.
Yeah, so you know where to stop, when to stop. It's really good. I definitely urge everybody to go
Right.
check it out.
And then I figured out also if you go to the like the main hub of the ship, or the cockpit, you can basically reveal everything in the ship and show you exactly where everything is.
Oh yeah, once you get like the schematics
Right.
from the
And it'll show you where the fuel is. It'll show you where like parts are.
right.
So then you don't have to spend so much time just searching. You can go
Yep, that's
exactly
always my
to the
first
stuff.
first spot.
Yep.
And number one pro tip: go for the little grid looking thing on
Yeah,
your map so you can
Exactly. And shut down the
locate
security
everything
system.
else. Yep.
But have you noticed that you've got like on the bottom right hand side, it was like a coin or a token management, not management's the wrong word, like a token system. So every time you went to your DNA changer or you shut off the security system, it would take some coins off you.
Right, it's
Oh
kinda
yeah,
like
you spent like the
stamina.
merits or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you also I think you had to use them for like opening things up. Like some caches were locked,
Right.
so you could spend $15 to open them up. Which definitely do that whenever anything's locked.
Mm-hmm.
If you can afford to unlock it because you're getting parts for equipment, and that's the kind of stuff that carries over from round to round. So that's well worth picking up. But yeah, you could spend money to like turn on the security system for the whole duration you're on the ship, or change those turrets over to being on your side. Yeah, cool stuff. And if we didn't just sell it to you, I don't know what else is going to sell it to you. So we'll keep on moving in.
Yeah,
moving
I guess we
on
should
here.
ask Cabo. Are you downloading it now or what?
Oh yeah,
Okay, sweet.
using up all the data caps for this.
Perfect.
All the
You're
caps.
crazy.
Tell your
man.
wife tell your fiancés that she can watch Netflix next month.
Yeah,
See how
gotta
well that
wait.
goes over.
get clocked in
Play
the face.
games from the doghouse again.
Yeah, she was not a happy camper yesterday.
So funny. All right, well, let's move on to our next segment, which is Gamepass Roulette. All right, so the most current Game Pass game, I was going to say this week's Game Pass game, but I think this has been going on for like 3 or 4 weeks now. And I'm sure everybody's really excited to talk about our Game Pass Roulette game, which was For the King. You guys both get a chance to play this one?
Yeah, I gave it a go a little bit.
What did you think?
It's not my type of game, but it looks cool.
The art style is cool.
Yeah, it's almost
I
like
think.
claymation.
Yeah, it reminds me of a kind of RuneScape, weirdly enough, like a prettier, newer looking RuneScape.
You hear that, Ryan?
Ryan, if you're not downloading it now, I don't know what.
And Blade. I think Blade's one of those Rooney guys too.
Can we just call them that?
Sure,
Roonies?
Rooney guys.
Oh, Rooney's love it. Hey, you guys.
Yeah. So this game reminds me of a board game.
Right.
That's all I kept thinking this whole time. Is every system felt like I was rolling die and moving my guy across like hexagons to move to a new encounter where I would flip a card and then see what was going to happen and then roll some dice.
But in the description they advertise it as a tabletop RPG.
Well, that makes
Perfect
perfect
sense.
sense. It sure does. The combat is your standard turn-based
Right.
combat. You can see who's going to be fighting next. There's like the turn meter at the top, so you can tell if you have your like archer coming up, depending on what 3 people you put on your team. Because you could pick the classes at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys take the time to actually
No.
look through those and pick specific ones?
Nope. I took a mage and an archer and a knight type guy and was on my way.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of set you up at the beginning. I
Right.
feel like where you're not going to have duplicate classes or anything, so it'll be a couple main ones or a few main ones. And then once you get in there, each person has their own abilities, and it lays right out in front of you your percent to hit for it, what the damage is going to be. One cool thing they do is that if you get a perfect attack, there'll be some type of thing that procs that maybe does piercing damage
Right.
or something like that. I think that's a really cool addition. Yeah, it's something, I guess.
Yeah, it's it's definitely for some people. It's just I don't think I'm those people.
Well, speaking of that, I think Shine had some feedback for the game. He said, I'm loving the game. He even bought it on the Switch.
Right.
And he's yet to even beat the first scenario. And that's another thing to be noted is that when you first launch the game, there's like 6 different
Boards.
scenarios or like
Right.
levels you can go into. And just judging, I just took the very first one. I'm assuming we all did.
Yeah. It's like a forest type.
Yeah. And that just in itself seems like that's pretty substantial. So having 5 more of those is kind of cool.
Right, because I think I spent, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half on it, and I completed all the Queen's quests on the first board, but there were still a ton of enemies to defeat, a bunch of villages to go through still. So, once you complete your main objectives, there's still a lot more for you to do on the map.
there's loads of little hidden. There was caves as well. If
Right.
you explored the map, but there's lots to do within the map,
Exactly.
excluding your main objective. So it definitely pays to explore. Yeah, the maps. If you don't explore, I suppose you're going to miss out on certain items.
Sure.
And one thing, how you're talking about how, like, having a lot of stuff to do, if you go into those towns and you're actually clicking around in there, they have things like bounties and like little side missions that you can pick up off of a board. So you can also grab those on top of your other objectives, and you can get things like herbs or the coin, whatever the currency's called, stuff like that.
So when you guys first started the game, how did you do it? Because I made a grave mistake by sending my guys off in different directions.
Yeah, okay. And I think that's a good point to make, because that was one thing that kind of frustrated me, is I feel like you're handcuffed to the rest of your team, because you will get destroyed.
Oh, absolutely. It's like 3v1, 4v1 on any fight if you don't move in a group.
And some of those people you're going to counter, and that's another thing. If you ever ran into somebody that was a higher level than you, even if you had like fair numbers, it seems like you didn't stand a chance. Like the people that are over leveled, like any monster that was over leveled, seemed like they just did so much damage. So that was kind of tough. So if you weren't together, like you said, there's no way. Like you're not going to come close.
Right, because there's somebody in your party that will counter any type of enemy. You know, it's got that perfect triangle of the RPG.
The rock, paper, scissors.
Exactly. Yeah. So, you know, this beats that, that beats this. So if you don't travel together and you don't have that person that does fire damage, then you're not going to beat the ice dragon or whatever it is.
Yeah, and I do think it seemed like there was a good variety of enemies. Loot seemed like it was pretty varied. One cool thing about the loot is if you get like, say you got like a helmet that was had horns on it or something, if you equip that, it actually changed in game. Like it made your guy look different cosmetically, which is something they probably didn't have to do with this type of game on this type of budget, but it's a nice little addition that kind of makes it all feel more real, I guess, or keeps you in the world.
Yeah, I wonder if this would work if you could just, you know, do a couch board game night and just play for the king and everybody, you know, kind of role play as a character.
Well, it is co-op as well.
Okay.
And I think you can play with up to 3 locally or online. So
would that be like 9 people on the board, or does everybody take one character then?
I believe everybody would just be
Gotcha.
one. Man, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's just each person gets one.
That would make more sense to me.
Multiplayer is for 3 people.
Okay.
But if you could have 9, well, then you'd wreck everyone.
Yeah. Cabo, did you play any of this game the last couple of weeks?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Cabo.
Dude, this game is like for you. It's not Japanese, but
Probably.
everything else, it's all about you.
Yeah. For what I've been hearing about, it does sound like something I would really enjoy playing. I should probably download it.
Yeah.
I feel like you and Shine have similar taste with your turn-based stuff. So, and he's liking it, obviously, since he bought it again.
Right.
Well,
I wonder
didn't buy
if
it
he's
again.
beaten
It was free the first time.
since he went on vacation. I wonder if he just grinded out some for the king.
Maybe. Yeah, you got it for the Switch, so it'd be weird if you... I feel like now, with how the Switch is, it'd be weird to not take it with you if you go anywhere.
Yeah.
Speaking of Shine and what you had just talked about, if I saw this earlier, I would have said something. His biggest suggestion, he said, was to keep your guys together as much as you can. That way they can all join in on the fights.
Right.
Otherwise, it's easy to get overwhelmed. And from what I played, he nailed that on the head, just like how you had brought it up.
Couldn't have said it better with what we said.
Exactly. Hey, I still want to throw his feedback out there so he didn't feel like he didn't matter or something. We also had some feedback from Sir Moxlot. He said, I really like For the King. It's like a cross between Dungeons and Dragons and the Civilization series. Yeah.
That's right.
Sure.
The Cabo wheelhouse.
I know.
I got a heavy Wargroove vibe from it.
Okay.
It felt very
I never gave that game a shot because I was mad that it wasn't Stardew Valley 2 or the Harry Potter.
Anytime I see turn-based,
Wizard
I
game.
kind of turn away.
Wow.
Sorry, bud.
Was that a pun intended?
But
Yeah.
I'm still grinding through Octopath.
That's what I was waiting
I'm
for.
enjoying that one.
All right. So Chocolate, for you, is this game a hit or a miss?
See, I like Wargroove, but I don't like this. So, yeah, it's a miss. Big miss from me.
All right, that's fair. Moose, how about you?
I'm going to go ahead and say it's a hit. Even though it wasn't for me, I can see how it's going to be a fun game and a great game for people that are into the turn-based tabletop RPG type games. This is, everything you would ask for is in this game.
And I'm kind of there as well. It's a miss for me, but that comes down to personal taste,
Right.
For sure.
I'm voting for the people here, not for myself.
Hey, somebody's got to do it.
Right.
The man of the people. All right. So I think we should have talked about this beforehand, but we're going to get a poll from everybody in Discord and on social media and whatnot to see what game or what selection of games we're going to have to pick through for our next Gamepass Roulette. As soon as we know, we'll get that out to you guys, and we'll announce it next episode for sure, what game we're going to be playing.
You might want to do it after next week because we're going to be pretty busy with the next episode or two with E3.
That's fair. Okay.
Good
well,
call.
just stay tuned via social media and check your Discord notifications, all that fun stuff. Game Pass Roulette isn't going anywhere, but like Moose said, with E3 coming up, we're probably going to have so much to talk about and look at and play, and who's got time for crappy Game Pass games?
Take that back, sir. Take that back.
How rude. I can't say that because Void Bastards was there, and that game's amazing.
Right.
So maybe we'll get lucky and roll that for next week.
Also, any time you can say Void Bastards and not get bleeped on a podcast would be fantastic. So, Void Bastards.
There it is, folks. And with that, let's get into the news. All right, Chocolate, what is in the headlines this week?
So, this is shaking my head. New Death Stranding trailer. Who watched that bad boy?
I think I watched it.
I think so too.
I definitely watched something.
Yeah, I saw 8
on the
minutes of
screen.
something.
Yeah, so
It's definitely a walking simulator.
Yeah, it's weird.
Looks like you're basically traversing pieces of equipment across some sort of landscape and also protecting a baby in a jar at the same time. That's all I can say.
he's got a motorcycle. He's not just walking.
Oh, well, see?
Learn something new every
I
day.
did.
And that ladder is pretty sweet. He just like pulls it out of his pocket
Right.
and then it extends to like 50 feet.
Go gadget ladder.
I would really love to dive deep into this trailer and try to explain it to you, the listener, but I'm going to be honest, there's no way I can do that or form any type of cohesive statement about what I saw. I thought that having a 9-minute trailer on this game that I was already confused about would make me understand what we should be expecting and what is to come. But really, it was just 9 minutes of a bunch of weird stuff and Mads Mikkelsen's face, and then I was even more confused by the time it ended.
Dude, did you get freaked out when he tapped the glass and the baby like swam up and waved to him?
Yep.
That was really
and then he
weird.
started singing to it. Just go watch the trailer.
Right.
Pause this. Go watch it on YouTube. It is 8 or 9 minutes long, which is substantial.
Right. And then take another 5 minutes to reflect on what the hell you just watched, because I'm still not sure.
And then spend a few weeks just after that also thinking about it. Stay up late at night trying to understand what goes on inside of Hideo Kojima's brain. Good luck. One thing we did see in this trailer that I'd like to point out was that we got to finally see kind of what the combat is going to look like. There was some melee combat, like with his fists, like he was kind of brawling, and then there was also some third-person shooting that went on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be honest, I wasn't really impressed
No.
with the hand-to-hand stuff. I thought it looked kind of
Janky?
janky, I guess. Like the guy just kind of like swung like haymaker style
Yeah.
and just maybe hit part of the hitbox and it knocked him back. I didn't think it looked that great. And then the third person stuff, I don't know if it was just the like reticle that they use in third person, but that also kind of looked weird. I feel like there was no precision to the aiming, and obviously I'm not playing it, so I can't tell you how it felt or how it feels, but to me it kind of looks like it's lackluster.
The whole thing didn't look smooth at all, apart from when he was by himself doing his ladder trick. That was probably the smoothest.
But still, it was kind of, cut out around the edges and stuff. I guess, it's not a completely polished game yet, so we got to be a little lenient on some of that stuff.
But it's got to be close to being done because the one big thing that we got out of this trailer was a release date, and to the surprise of many, I feel like it's actually going to be November 8th of this year.
Right.
I was expecting this to be like
next
2020, like with on the PS5 or whatever it's going to be. So it's, I mean, yeah.
We got 8 more minutes, but we still know nothing.
Yes, that seems very fair. And you got all your favorite things. You got
tons of Daryl.
What's his name?
Daryl's going to be all over that game.
Okay, yeah, Daryl's definitely in it. Who's the horror guy? Del Toro.
Oh, Benito del.
Nope.
No.
Guillermo,
yeah, there you go.
Guillermo del Toro. He was there for a minute. Mads Mikkelsen was there. Some other weird people. Bunch of cameos in there.
Troy Baker's voicing in it.
Yeah, and I think you saw his face for a minute. He definitely looks like he's playing a villain or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's tough to talk about because there's just a whole bunch of weird stuff going on. One thing that Moose brought to my attention, though, is that there is going to be a deluxe edition of this game.
Yes, there is.
That's actually going to have a baby in a bottle.
It sure is.
Like in the game.
I actually think you might have to go to eBay at this point. They may have already sold out of the collector's edition with the baby in the bottle.
And what was it, like $250, $300 for this thing?
But now I'm pulling up them anywhere from $300 to $500, so I assume that they're sold out.
Huh.
That on eBay, you're saying?
No, I just Googled it, and that's what the prices that came up on them.
Probably scalpers.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy. What a thing.
Right. Are you guys getting it day one, or is this going to be like wait and see kind
I'm going to watch
game?
somebody stream it for a while.
Oh, I'll be there day one,
yeah.
and I will be just as confused as everyone else. I can't wait to come on the podcast and really have no idea what I'm talking about, so should be a lot of fun.
Just make sure you turn on that broadcast button, and I'll watch.
All right.
My lack of PS4 will help me decide not to buy it.
Oh, there you go. Decision made.
How does the guy with all the money in the world not own a PlayStation?
Because he doesn't have all the time in the world.
Well,
all right.
I told you, if you get cages for your kids, you'll get more time.
Moving swiftly
It's
on.
a joke, people. It's a joke.
They're caged
All right,
now.
what's next?
Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Yes.
Yes. Just go ahead and pre-order. Next subject.
Modern Warfare, you say, huh?
I feel like we heard of that before.
So Infinity Ward dropped a new trailer for what they're calling Call of Duty Modern Warfare. We kind of talked about that last week, about the whole weird naming situation. But this is going to be a reimagining of Modern Warfare. You definitely saw some old characters. You saw Captain Price was in there. He might have actually been the only character you saw.
Yeah,
I think.
Smoking the stoke.
And that's how you knew.
Right.
You saw mutton chops and a stogie, and you're like, Captain Price?
Yep.
But it's definitely a younger Price. So they're just starting from the ground up, doing a new thing here. They're also creating the game on a completely new engine, and I feel like Call of Duty, all of them have been using the same engine for, I don't know, forever. It seems like. So what they showed of the trailer, it said it was in-game footage. That's always a take it with a grain of salt kind of thing.
Yeah.
But that trailer,
it looks
wow.
cool. All the guys coming out of the trees and
Dude, oh my god, I had goosebumps the whole time, and then Price shows up, and you're like, oh my god, it's happening.
And I've heard it's an emotionally heavy story, and you are charged with having to make some pretty tough decisions, whether it's for country or personal decisions or letting somebody live, having to go with your personal moral and fight your personal being and as to what's good for the country or what you should do.
Right. I think it's Game Ranks on YouTube. So a bunch of people have already played,
Right.
I think a couple missions or something.
Mhm.
And he said to him it felt like No Russians, the game. And if you're not familiar with No Russians, that was the mission in Modern Warfare 2 where you were undercover as a bad dude,
Right.
and you have to go through this airport mowing down civilians.
Yep. Well, you don't have to, but it's definitely an option.
Right. I mean, I definitely
Yeah.
did. I had to fit in. I didn't want to blow my cover.
Right.
Okay.
Hey, if they put Coke on the table, you do it, all right?
Whoa. Okay.
Easy there.
It's just undercover, you got to commit to the role.
Drink it.
Drink it. That's what I meant.
Yes.
Yes, that's Coca-Cola. That's what he was
Duh.
talking about there. We do have a few. I think some of these are leaked details because we didn't get a ton out of just that trailer. But there's going to be a new co-op mode. We don't know about that. We do know that the new co-op mode is not going to be zombies because Infinity Ward is not doing zombies, which this is the first time since I was gonna say since
Black
World at
Ops.
War when they first came out, but I think there's been a couple missed, right?
Yeah.
Treyarch has never missed it, but
I think the first Black Ops is when the first zombies was. Is that right?
No, World at War.
World
yeah, I
at
thought it was
War.
World at
Okay.
War.
That was the one before it, though, so you're close.
Yeah.
Close enough. So they're getting rid of that. There's going to be cross-play support, which is kind of crazy. Although, hopefully, we're coming into a point in gaming where it's not going to be kind of crazy to say games are cross-play.
Right.
But it's going to be on the Blizzard launcher, and you should be able to play with your PC friends or your PS4 friends or your Xbox friends. That's pretty awesome.
It just makes sense for every developer to make their own place to have, like Epic does, like Blizzard's doing, because it helps us out by being able to access your game and your saves from anywhere, and it also helps them out because it gives them information on who's playing, what they're doing. You know what I mean? Because they have a direct feed into everybody. So it's a no-brainer for everybody to get together and make this a thing. I played Dauntless on my PlayStation the other day and thought that was so cool.
Yeah, I was playing on my PC, and my friends were on my Xboxes, and it's really cool when you're in Dauntless and you look around because you can see, like,
Right.
it tells you exactly what platform they're playing on.
Mhm.
I think that's really cool when you see, like, a PC and a PS4 and an Xbox player all, like, clumped together around a mission board and know that, like, hey,
Right.
they're probably playing together.
Yeah.
Finally, they're friends.
And then with us, in the age of analytics, I swear every sports team now is all about the averages. But, these it basically gives the developers all the information they need right at their hand. So it's a no-brainer for them to do it on their end as well because they're gaining all this knowledge and information for free.
This
Right.
also kind of bounces off what I was saying earlier about Destiny 2 with my grasping at straws idea for them opening up crossplay because they're both on PC only. I could be wrong with Call of Duty, but I'm pretty sure Destiny only goes through Battle.net also, which is the Blizzard launcher.
That,
So
I mean,
if-
yeah, that would make sense.
So if Call of Duty is opening up crossplay through PC by the Battle.net launcher, I'm wondering if that's what we'll start seeing because of that.
Right. You'll just sign
Yeah,
into
I
your
mean-
Battle.net account and it'll link up all your saves and all your emotes and sweet dances.
Exactly. Sprays,
Mhm.
skins, all of that.
Stickers.
All the best
I'm all
things.
about the stickers.
Stickers.
I want my sweet, sweet loot.
Yep. And then just a couple more notes that I wrote down. There's not going to be a season pass. All maps and content, or at least all the maps, are going to be free. I would say all content that's not cosmetic is probably what you're going to be looking at for free here.
About time, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. And then the last thing is that the campaign is being worked on by 2 former Naughty Dog employees. I think that really says something about the campaign that we're going to get. Just from that trailer we got, it kind of seems like, yep, somebody who knows what they're doing is making this campaign.
Telling this story.
Telling a real good story. So, exciting stuff. But let's move on. Chocolate, what's next?
Game Pass for the PC.
Oh, boy. Not much to say here. Game Pass for PC is going to be a thing. They will be having 100-plus games from over 75 content partners. The one thing that I thought was kind of weird here is that there's now a Game Pass for just Xbox and a Game Pass for just PC.
Right, they're different.
So
the
I'm
games
assuming
are different.
the games are going to be completely different because of stuff that's not on PC or not on Xbox.
I think there's something going to be tied in Game Pass Ultimate,
Right.
which I don't know whether it encompasses all. I was going to say all 3, but that's stupid.
According
All 2.
to the tweet, it does. It includes your Game Pass or your Xbox as well as PC.
And I think is it $5 more? I think
Yeah,
it's like 15.
Yeah, but that's still $10 less than if you're paying monthly for Gold and your Xbox subscription. So, it's a good deal, but I guarantee you we'll have better deals and deals on Discord.
Oh, definitely. I've also got a feeling this is now going to kind of start the thing that it always starts with some PC gamers. It's another launcher that I've got to launch my.
Wah.
that spiel again.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of Xbox, like a lot of people on Xbox have been saying that like a lot of their games are starting to go on Steam now.
Okay.
But I don't know if the Game Pass would affect that. Like if you
Yeah,
get Game
I don't
Pass for the PC, if you had to go through the Windows launcher or whatever they have, the game bar mode.
I
wonder if you had to do that.
I don't think Microsoft at this point cares where you play their games. They're just trying to produce games. They're trying to become almost like a third-party developer at this point.
Oh, the subscription works a lot better than buying a $60 game, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
If they get you in for 3-4 months, and then they get you in again 3-4 months down the line, they're laughing.
Yeah. Right.
But
and that's
you could have played 10 games in in those 3 or 4 months each time. So who got
totally.
the better end of the deal here?
Well, yeah, of course, the game. I mean, us, the consumer, gets the best deal out of this by far.
Right.
And that was the thing. So, like, Meg's obviously been playing games more now, but, like, when she first hopped into that, I was like, all right, well, let's just, because Sea of Thieves is in there, let's just sign you up for Game Pass.
Here's $1.
Literally, it's like 3 months for $1 when you first start or something. And knowing that I can look through my library there, like, for co-op stuff or whatever, just the amount of stuff you actually get, or the amount of games with Game Pass, it's insane. And this is the PC stuff's cool because I would assume some of this will be crossplay as well. If those would be good titles to throw into both the Game Pass for PC and Xbox.
And that's another benefit that I just thought about.
Awesome.
Like, who has more than one Xbox in their house? And
I do.
I do too, but not many people do. And so, but you possibly have a PC or a laptop if the whole cloud thing starts and is actually doable. You could have all your kids playing the same game together from multiple platforms inside your house.
Yep. Feels good, doesn't it?
It should.
That Sea of Thieves would be mental.
The day I can play Sea of Thieves from my Switch.
Oh, man.
Or tablet or whatever. Oh. Garbage Monster's coming for you.
See, Risky brought his iPad to work again today. You plan on doing anything?
We don't have to talk about it. All right. Next.
Square Enix Avengers details.
I'll put more commas in the headlines for you next time. Not bad.
Oh, I'd still misread it. Let's move swiftly on.
So this, if you don't want to know anything about Square Enix's Avengers game that they've been working on for 100 million years and we haven't heard about in 5 years or something, tune out now for about a minute. But the description for their panel at E3 leaked. So we do know that they're going to be there. They're going to be showcasing Marvel's Avengers. And I'm just going to read this. This was the description for the panel. All right. Embrace your powers and join key members of the development team at Crystal Dynamics and the creative team at Marvel Games as they talk exclusively about the upcoming Marvel's Avengers game. This is the defining Avengers gaming experience, an epic action-adventure that combines cinematic storytelling with continuous single-player and cooperative gameplay, moderated by Andrea Renee. Assemble in teams up to 4, master extraordinary abilities, customize your heroes to fit your playstyle, and combine powers to defend an ever-expanding world under constant threat. If you wanted a Marvel game, is that not exactly the description you would want for your Marvel game?
Yes, please.
Oh my god. I'm so excited to see what this game actually looks like.
Just tell me I can throw a Thor hammer.
If you can't throw a Thor hammer, return the game.
Exactly.
Because Crystal Dynamics
through the
has
window
failed you.
to Crystal Dynamics.
Yes.
I'm not inciting violence.
Yeah, so I mean, even just knowing that this is going to be a co-op game, which for whatever, these are the Tomb Raider people. I thought I was getting a single-player, narrative-driven experience, and now I feel like I'm getting the most polished version of Ultimate Marvel Alliance that I could possibly be getting here.
It's basically Spider-Man and friends.
Cannot wait. Cannot wait.
And so, like, customize your heroes to fit your play style. That is an interesting detail, because now I'm wondering, do we all pick someone? Like, do we all pick superheroes? Or are we creating our own superheroes here and giving them abilities and crafting them that way?
See, I'm going to guess that it's similar to Assassin's Creed, where you have your attack wheels and you can choose whichever attacks to upgrade and then assign them to certain buttons. I think that would work well.
Yeah, I could see that.
Maybe, yeah.
But yeah,
it's coming.
This is I'll be interested to see what they show here. It has to be gameplay, not just a CG trailer, I would assume. So definitely look forward to that. That's going to be at Square Enix's press conference, which I believe is on Monday.
And
so
I got my fingers crossed for a 2019 release date. You guys think I'm wishful thinking?
I'm saying 2020.
Yeah. Since we know nothing about it.
Yeah.
But isn't that kind of what developers are trying to shoot for nowadays? It's kind of like, hey, this is coming out in a few months.
But this is coming from the guys
Square
that
Enix.
did Kingdom Hearts. And how many different trailers did we see at E3 last year?
A lot.
Holy cow.
Okay, yes. All right, fine.
I'm
and Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yep.
What, is that a real thing still?
Exactly.
Are we sure?
Like, we got a trailer for that saying that they're doing a remake, like 4 years ago?
They're still remaking it.
4 years ago?
I think they remade the remake at this point.
I feel like they stopped. Didn't they stop development or like restarted development halfway through it or something?
I think they stopped it just so they can focus on getting Kingdom Hearts 3 out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're spending time on the wrong property. I'll say it. All right. What's
Zing.
up next?
We've got Contra Anniversary Collection.
All right, so this kind of just reminds me of the Castlevania collection that we talked about last week or the week before. It has a summer release date. It's going to be $20. You can get it on consoles, all of them, and PC. And the games included are going to be Contra, the arcade version, Contra, the NES version, Contra, the Famicom version, and then Super Contra, Super C, Operation C, Contra 3, the Alien Wars, and Contra Hard Corps.
Did you guys know that there were that many Contra games?
Nope, I just played Contra.
I think this is worth $20 just to see what it's about.
And it's on Switch.
Right. Oh, and the code's got to work, right? Up, down, yep. Left, right, A, B, select start. And that gives you, like,
one would assume
the unlimited ammo and lives code or whatever.
Yeah. So like I said, no release date yet, but it's supposed to be coming out summertime, which is now. Right. So next couple months here. And I'm assuming we'll get a release date for this real soon. But $20, look into it, pick it up maybe.
I loved Contra.
Would that be something you guys would be interested in? Yeah.
I'll dive in. I think I'll go for a sale, though.
That's fair.
I'll skip.
A sale? That's like 8 games for $20. How much cheaper do you want?
How do you think he has so much money?
That's true.
It's the sales.
Teach me your
It's
ways,
always the
Bear.
sales. Follow me, Padawan learner.
Stingy bear.
Ooh. Moving
Alright.
swiftly on.
Yep.
Who do you-
Last news story. What is it?
How do we want to do this? Do we want to go Ubisoft or Ubisoft?
I'm a you guy.
Okay, Ubisoft subscription service.
Okay, so a Reset Era forum member actually spotted a placeholder image for something called the Ubisoft Pass on the Ubisoft store. So the image shown was for the premium version of the pass, which obviously would lead you to assume that there'll be some type of basic pass where you can probably get what I don't even know, X amount of games or something, and then the premium pass, maybe you get all of their newest titles, day and date, something like that. The image was obviously quickly removed, and then GameSpot reached out to a Ubisoft spokesperson about the incident, and they just responded with, "We do not comment on rumors or speculation," which I guess is exactly what you would expect them to say. But I think the bigger thing here is, how do you guys feel about one more subscription pass or service that you might be having to add, or not have to, but might contemplate adding to your already numerous subscriptions each month?
It all depends what they bundle in, I think.
Right.
That's what it's even
They
about.
make some great games, but I think I bought them all already, so I don't know how this benefits me.
Yeah, it's like if you get the vault of games that they have, it's, to me, it's, I like from Division 2 previously to probably like Far Cry 3. I feel like I have every one of those games right now.
So now I could see this being, Ubisoft obviously has a ton of games and has a ton of games annually that come out. If this is something like Game Pass, where as in Game Pass we get all the Microsoft first party stuff, if you planned on buying at least 2 of those games, the subscription was going to pay for itself. So if you're looking at Ubisoft the same way, and this maybe costs $10 a month, but then you won't have to buy an Assassin's Creed game,
Right.
you won't have to buy a Tom Clancy game. Like, I don't know. That's only 2 games, and I'm probably going to end up buying Assassin's Creed, and I'm probably going to end up buying every Tom Clancy game
Right.
that comes out. So if there's more than one that year, I think this could be a good value if the price is right.
Yeah, if they give you day and date for all their titles, I'd say I'd be willing to pay about $10 a month.
Yeah, I don't know how much more you could do for
Right.
that.
Well, you need them to bring out 3 titles, don't you, for it to be cost effective for you, the consumer.
Right.
So you need
Yep,
you
at
need
least
that.
3 a year.
Yeah, air quotes Division 3, the new Far Cry 360,
New
and
Wildlands.
and a new Wildland. Yeah.
And
so
a
then
new
it would be
Assassin's
worth it.
Creed.
Oh,
So they've got tons of good titles. It's just how they do it, you know. It depends
so I
on whether
think
I sub or not.
Yeah, I would. This is definitely going to be. I would assume this was supposed to be a surprise
Yeah.
for E3, but
Way to go, Canada Walmart. That was last
for
year.
once this might not have been
Yeah.
them. Yeah, so just tune into E3's Ubisoft's whatever they're doing, and I'm assuming you're going to hear some stuff about the Ubisoft Pass. Maybe a great value, maybe not. Only time will tell. All right, that's going to do it for the news. E3 is next weekend, and we'll be doing a wrap up of all of that in one way or another, as long as you're subbed and your feeds are up to date or whatever. You'll get whatever podcast we're putting out. That's what I'm trying to say. If we do multiple podcasts, you're going to get them either way. And maybe we'll have some type of format announced at some point, but we'll definitely be covering everything that comes out this upcoming weekend.
Yep. Can't wait. It's like Christmas.
Yeah. Pumped. All right, new games for the week and some PSAs if we have any. Moose, what's going on?
All right. There's a few games coming out still. A lot of hype leading up to E3, so it's kind of a quiet weekend. But I know Cabo's ears will perk up here. Elder Scrolls Online, is it Elsewhere?
Yep.
Well, it comes out this week on all platforms. So Kaba, you got anything to say about that?
Lore-wise, it's in the home of the Khajiit, or the Cat People.
Okay.
In the Elder Scrolls games, it's their next yearly expansion kind of thing, like how World of Warcraft has like all those expansions. So it's the newest thing coming out. PC players have been able to play it a little early through like the VIP kind of ordeal, but for people who didn't sub to that and console players, this like now it's officially out for everyone to play.
You jumping in?
New stuff, maybe. They're having a new class called the Necromancer class, so that'll be a new thing for them. And I guess dragons are going to be in this now.
Dragons.
Hey, if you don't have dragons yet, what's going on?
So what are you doing?
What point of game do you have? But yeah,
cool. Well, yeah, look forward to that. If you're an ESO player, we got Octopath coming to the PC this week. So if Risky, I don't think you've played this yet. You might be able to find it for cheap on Steam here pretty soon. It's a fun game, worth playing through. It is turn-based RPG, but I like it. So, also another game I assume you'll be picking up this week is Time Spinner. It's a new 2D platformer from Chucklefish. So I think that was their apology to you for Wargroove.
Give me Wargroove.
So
yeah, this looks good, and apparently it's been out a while.
Yeah, it came out in September for PlayStation, but now it's being released on Switch, and I want to say possibly Xbox.
So yeah, Switch platformer.
Yeah,
not tough to sell.
Exactly. And then Toki, which is apparently a classic PlayStation game, is being it's a remaster that's being released this week, also on all platforms. That's about all I got for that one. And then I know there's a few Warhammer fans out in the community, so they've already been playing this game, but it came out on the 31st. It's Warhammer Chaos Bane, and I haven't seen anything of it, but I assume it's more of the Warhammer type games that are like Left 4 Dead or first person hacker slasher. Lots of fun stuff.
It reminded me of Diablo.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very Diablo like.
So is it more top down?
Yeah, it's a top-down, like, hack and slash kind of thing. You have your abilities and whatnot. It's just
it's the Warhammer
the world
Diablo.
you're in is
got it.
Exactly, the Warhammer fantasy world.
So then, as we mentioned before, Games with Gold this week. We've got NHL 19 that just released last Saturday. And then also we're going to have Rivals of Aether. Or is that Ether?
I think Aether.
Okay. June 16th to July 15th. I'm not sure about that one, but I'll definitely go ahead and get it so that it's a free game.
Why not?
Portal is also available to download right now. I was asking Risky if I should play this one or not because it was a game that everybody seemed to talk about was it 10 years ago or so? So I may give it a download and give it a shot. So stay tuned for that. And then we've got Earth Defense Force 2017 coming June 16th.
Don't do it.
Yeah, it's not my deal. So
not my cup of tea.
Yeah. Anybody that's got the PlayStation sub, PlayStation Plus, you can pick up the Borderlands Handsome Collection, which is a pretty damn good deal.
Do that.
Chaotic. Get yourself a PlayStation, buddy. And then also Sonic Mania will be out, which I've not heard great things about.
Do it.
And that's pretty much all there is out for this week. There are some deals that I'd like for you guys to know about. There's a PlayStation sale coming pretty soon with basically all of last year's awesome titles for about $20, and then some of this year's exclusives as well. I saw Days Gone for $40, so plan on picking up a few games there. And then also there's a Devolver sale on the eShop until I think the 6th. So you can pick up, Katana Zero. There's Grease. They've got 15 or 20 games, and they're anywhere from 30 to 50% off. So check those out this week if you want to save some money.
Do it. That's Enter the Gungeon is also a Devolver game.
On there.
I'm sure that's 50%.
Yeah, I think it's 50% off.
Say.
That's right.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, it's like makes it like $7, doesn't it?
Yeah, I kicked myself. I bought it a couple of weeks ago.
I bought it a while ago.
Brutal.
Yeah,
Nice.
that game is really hard.
But really good. All right. I think we did it. Did we do it?
We did.
We did a whole podcast?
That's the whole thing.
Oh, my goodness. We did it. All right, let's plug this thing up. For pretty much all of our plugs, just head on over to crossatlanticgaming.com. gamepassroulette.com. That is links for Discord, Patreon, all that good stuff. If you do want to become a patron, you can go to patreon.com/CAG podcast. And shout out to our top tier contributor for the month, and that is Viva Le Sweeney.
Thanks, Sweeney.
Shout out to you, Sweens.
Thank you, Sweeney.
Yeah, that's it. If you want to find me, I am at Risky the Kid everywhere. Chocolate, how about you?
At Chocolate80 everywhere.
Moose.
Moosenstein8314 everywhere.
Yes.
And the most important person here, Cabo, where could the people find you?
You can find me on for Xbox and PlayStation at Kaboski, and at Twitter at Brad Kaboski, all at one.
All right. Cabo, thanks for being on the show, my friend. Always a pleasure.
Thank you guys for having me again. It's always fun.
Nicest man in the community. Come chat with
Love
me.
you, Caps.
Love you too, Moose.
And thank you to everybody listening live, every person listening not live. We love you all the same, I promise. And thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Cross Atlantic Gaming. We'll catch you guys next week for an all-new episode. Goodbye.
Take care.
Later, guys.
See ya.
All right.
That music
Who's
was
got
loud,
the best?
Cobbo, wasn't it?
Hey, Cabo.
Was that loud? Sorry if I just made everyone deaf.
No, it's all good.
Hey, Cabo. How do
Hey.
you split the ocean in half?
Oh.
Oh, jeez. Moses?
That's a good guess, but it's a
That's the
seesaw.
best answer.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that is a beauty.
I got to
Nice.
thank my wife
I
for
like
that
that
one. She texted it to me earlier in the week.
She just gets
Yep.
us. All right. Other dad in the podcast, what do you got?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Who's there?
Says.
Says who?
Says who?
Says me, that's who.
Ugh.
Dreadful.
Yeah, that,
Only you would laugh at that one.
That was not good.
That was awful.
I've got an awful one. How many tickles does it take to make an octopus laugh?
How many?
Tentacles.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah.
Wowzers.
Got
You
anything, Cabs?
Cabo?
No, I
All
saw.
right. Well, Cabo sucks.
That's a good one.
See you next week.
Bye.
Peace.